Hello there. Another video here for you today. This is going to be a quick one, maybe, unless I get to babbling. What we're going to do here is I have loaded I've had early access to Madden 22 since the 12th. And those that pre-ordered it got it yesterday. It does not release fully until the 20th, which is in 2 days. And how you can get it before that is you can join EA Play Pro and you get the Dynasty Edition of Madden 22 unlimited use for as long as you are a member of EA Play Pro, and that is $100 a year. And you not only get Madden, but you get almost every other EA/Origin game as well. So if you were to buy Madden and one other game, it would basically cover the cost of it. So well worth it for me. I played probably, including Madden, probably six EA games last year. All right, so to get I made a roster because I think EA wouldn't release another roster other than the default one that it comes with until Final Cuts, until the rosters are set at 53 for week 1. And so I did a roster with cuts up to date through this morning. So some of the today's it's August 18th. Some of today's I wouldn't have, but some of them I might have. Some of the really early ones that were announced. So how you get this is, I know you can't see it because of my webcam right in the way there, but you just scroll all the way over to the NFL Shield, and that is under the settings, and hit the NFL Shield, and then scroll down to share and manage files, and then download community files. And this is great because they already have somebody working on. This one is the one that I used, I think, Draft 22 from Go Big Red, and he has so far. I downloaded it when it was the top 50 players, and now it's the top 100 players. So I did grab that one too, and so that has the actual prospects that will be in the draft next April, and so that's always more fun to play with the real people, right? So that's just listed in any order, whatever order it wants to. I don't know how it. Oh, this is by downloads, is how it comes default. So you just use the right button. I'm using the Xbox controller. Use the right button and slide over to draft class. Unfortunately, you got to wait till it resolves each time, and wait till it loads, and then I'm right down there. Steve Money is the name of my roster, and that will be the name unless something crazy happens with the roster where I have to rename it. That did happen with Madden 21. It'll be that number, and I'll just put a different version number up. Like you can see, that's version 1. But when it's new, you can go all the way to the right here and sort by the date. And I'm still about in the same spot I was before. So anyway, but a bunch of 3 people in addition to me. No, 2 people in addition to me. This guy did it twice. First, took out all the injuries, I guess. I wonder I don't even know how you do that. That would be interesting. All right, so so you just click on that and download that, and then you back out. Actually, you don't back out that far. Sorry about that. So if you do back out too far, you hit the NFL Shield again and share and manage files again. And so when you back out to here, you should have gone over to load that particular roster. And so I'm going to load that one. Alrighty, and then you back out. And then you click it again, the NFL Shield, and then scroll down one. Just hit the button to go down one, or the stick rather, to go down one space and hit edit rosters. And we'll check out the, if I don't talk too long about Washington football team, which I probably will, maybe we'll look at some other ones. But let's take a look at that and see if we can project a roster. Maybe keeping all three quarterbacks. I don't know. I would think Heineke would have the upper hand on that, and maybe we can get a little higher rating for him. So maybe keep all three. Lamar Miller was cut, so they have. I think they still have another, maybe 2 or 3 other running backs, including Jarrett Patterson, and at this point I would think he would probably make the roster. So I have the next roster I have will have him created on there. Again, unless EA makes one, and every time EA makes one, then if I have to do another one, I'll start with the updated EA one, obviously, because that would be the most correct. So I think Jarrett Patterson there, and probably all 4 of those guys. Probably. Oh, and he is an undrafted rookie, by the way. So as far as wide receivers, Kelvin Harmon was cut. So I'm going to say McLaurin, Samuel, Humphreys brought in to be the slot receiver. De'Ami Brown may push him for that. Right now he's listed as the backup. He was the, and I actually have it up here this time. I just got to switch to it. De'Ami Brown, he was the 2nd pick in the 3rd round for Washington. They had the 10th and 19th pick in the 3rd round. And they picked him with the 2nd of those 3rd round picks from University of North Carolina. Oh, as it says right there, anyway. So, probably those guys, maybe Cam Sims, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe both Sims, guys who are not related. And then the rest of them, these other 3, maybe Sims as well, practice squad, if unless they get picked up. It's a talented wide receiver room there. So, but that's what I'm guessing. It's pretty much going to be chalk, I think, except for a few cases. Like they brought in Caleb Wilson, and I believe Ron Rivera has some experience with him, and so he could possibly make it over Seals Jones, despite the rating discrepancy. Real coaches don't look at the Madden ratings. Leno and probably Lucas, the other guys probably cut for a left tackle there. Schweitzer was last week. He was projected to be the starter, and but Eric Flowers did very well in the preseason game, and so he's been starting with the first team in practice this week. So that could go either way. So both of them would make it. I would think Wes Martin for depth would probably make it. Larson for veteran depth. They just drafted Ismail last year. Of course, Roulier, the starter there. Sheriff, of course, the starter here. Sadiq Charles can play right guard or tackle, so he's probably there. Ben's probably practice squad, or he might make it, and then maybe somebody like Sharp wouldn't make it. Sam Cosmi, drafted in the second round at pick number 19. Yeah, second round out of Texas. And he's going to be the starting right tackle, almost assuredly. And hopefully his rating goes up quickly as well. Bradley King might be, at this point, ahead of Sweat. I mean, not ahead of Sweat. Ahead of Two Hill. Of course, a young starter. And Smith Williams. Shaka Toney was drafted in the both Bradley King and Toney were drafted in the 7th round. Both seventh round picks by the Washington football team. And so they like what they see from those guys, obviously. Smith Williams there last year. So that could happen. If I had to guess, I would think they would keep the 2 draft picks. Bradley King and Toney. And maybe Smith Williams. Defensive tackle, there's your group right there. I think they have a few other guys on there. Devereaux Lawrence, I believe, was on there. And maybe one other. Bada doesn't count towards the 85 number they're supposed to be at right now because he's an international player. Oh, another, let me back up. Boom, ba-doom, doom, 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 doom. Tight end. Samus Reyes is also a tight end and could make it in here. He was an international player, and then Washington just signed him to the regular roster. So apparently they like it, what he's doing there. Linebacker, Holcomb. Mayo probably for depth. Norris might not be here. Davis, the first round pick at number 19. Don't even have to look for that one. I know that one. Ron Rivera said they would have drafted Justin Fields if he was available at 19. He was not. Chicago Bears. The Bears got him at number 11, and they may have even traded it up to get that pick, I think, or traded back or something. I think there was a trade involved. Not sure. Anyway, Hudson drafted last year, so he will probably make it. Bostic is going to be your other outside linebacker starter, and probably one of these guys as well. The other one, anybody that's not going to make it is right for the practice squad, I think. Mostly, anyway. As far as cornerback, you got Fuller, the number 1. Jackson brought in to be the number 2. Moreland would, I think, be the number 3. But they brought in Darryl Roberts for veteran depth, and I believe he can also return. Halfback Jarrett Patterson, almost forgot his name for a minute. Jarrett Patterson, they've been working him out with the returners as well. And of course, the more you can do, the more, if you can play special teams too, you got a better shot at making it. St. Just was the other 3rd round pick by the Washington football team this year. And so, if I had to guess, probably there's 6. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe just 5 then. Apke and Johnson, and they do have a few more. They have Cole Luke, I think is the name of another one they have on there. Danny Johnson can return punts. So maybe Trap, as he's known, will be the odd man out here, or one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I would imagine they would keep 5 or 6, and it might go chalk. Apke's great special teams player. Free safety. Bobby McCain can play cornerback and free safety, and it's possible Cameron Curl will get the start instead of McCain, but those two are going to be definite. Reeves, practice squad. Landon Collins, and I have Cole Luke here as a safety. I think he's listed on Washington's website as a cornerback, maybe not. But I would say, and Forrest was a run. Forrest, he was a pick in the 5th round out of the University of Cincinnati. Go Bearcats. And so I guess he might make it as well over special team captain, I think, DeShazer Everett. And so Forrest might make it in there, or they could keep Everett. But I would imagine they'd keep McCain and Curl both, and so that doesn't really leave room for Reeves. Kicker, nobody's been brought in for Hopkins. Hopkins is going to be the kicker, it looks like. I mean, obviously, unless he just starts missing all of them. And, of course, we got Tress Way. Also on the roster would be, what's his name? He was the last pick of the... Wasn't he? No, he was in the... he was in the the later pick in the 6th round. Washington had 2... No. Derek Forrest was 5th, as I just said, and the 6th round pick, they got Cameron Cheeseman, long snapper out of the state and the school up north, so of Ohio, meaning that. And he's a long snapper. So Nick Sundberg, I believe, had injury problems or had some other issue why they released him, and so they got Cheeseman to replace him. So not much else to say about that except about Fitz. I'm fine with him being a 1 or even 2, maybe 3-year stopgap until they get into a good situation to get a quarterback. Either they can trade up into the 1st round, hopefully not lose enough games to get a very high draft pick, but either trade up or get some other young quarterback that turns out to be awesome. But again, they didn't want to trade up to get a quarterback this year. They, like I said, they would have drafted Justin Fields, but they went with Fitz instead, and so I think he'll do fine. He is an upgrade over the other 2 gentlemen, even though with, like I like to point out, with Taylor Heineke, who at that point was the 4th string quarterback, starting in the, I think he started in the playoff game against the eventual Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The game finished with it was an 8-point game, one score game. Obviously with a 2-point try after that. So, but that's basically the deal. Let's see. Let's check the free agents to see if anybody new got released. If any of these guys were released from teams since then. I think this has been like this. This was like this for the default roster that shipped with the game. Morstead maybe was a recent cut I did. I can't recall. No. Le'Veon Bell. Amendola. Peterson. These guys all were there, so it's going to be at this point. It's going to be your, especially in the Madden game, the lower rated players. It hasn't really been any shockers released. Yeah, I'm not seeing any that look like were the ones that I did. Prince of Mukamara got released from wherever he was, Saints maybe, and so he got released. So I think he's not going to be the highest rated unless another 74 ranked player. Looking through him to see LaShawn McCoy, 12 years experience. That makes me feel old. Yeah, I'm Chris Thompson, formerly of the Washington football team. Lamar Miller, released by Washington football team. So those are going to be Kelvin Harmon, released by the Washington football team. So those are going to be some of the highest rated, at least in Madden. Tedrick Thompson as well. Michael Thomas, the safety. I don't recall releasing him myself. All right, so that's the basic deal on that. Let's take a look at the quick look at the other teams. The Bears. Oh, I'm still on the free agent list. Duh. Back up to the Bears. Alright, so maybe they'll be decent this year. Dalton's going to start. Supposedly, that's what they would like to have happen. And have Justin Fields sit to do it the way that Mahomes sat while Alex Smith started. So that could be that deal. Burrow off the surgery, off the injury. What do I want to know? I did want to switch teams. I wanted to go back to all though to look at the top players. Bengals probably be improved, but don't know how much noise they can make. The Bills, obviously, $1 billion, not that much, but a contract extension for Josh Allen recently. The Broncos, supposedly just a quarterback away. And it looks like Bridgewater. Somebody in the NFL live chat on YouTube was saying he would rather have Bridgewater than Fitz. I don't think so. Brownies, a lot of hype. Buccaneers, obviously, everybody came back, I think. Cardinals should be good. Chargers, a lot of hope for them. I got to look at the top players. Obviously, they got your Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill. Oh my! And somebody, I can't remember if it was the general manager or the coach, but they said they'd like to do a long deal for the Honey Badger here, or an extension, but they said money's tight, as you can imagine. The more high 90s players you got, that's going to happen. And it's going to happen to Washington pretty soon with that defense. The Colts. Wentz, also a quarterback away. Wentz hurt. But he's doing better, supposedly. The Dallas Cowboys. See what if Dak stays healthy and they have better defense. The Fish. Tua. Whoops. Hit the wrong button again. Tua starting there. See if he's a quarterback. An NFL quarterback. Hurt, same thing. See if he's an NFL quarterback. With the Eagles might have some issues. Falcons. Let's take a look at everybody. Yeah, probably as always. Falcons are normally in the mix. The Niners. Some people think Trey Lance might start. Giants. Daniel Jones. They'll want to see. They'll want him to again prove he's a NFL quarterback. Just like a lot of these young guys. They did just sign Brian Lewerke from the State Up North State School, and for depth. That was one of the recent signings I did. Jaguars. They had the number 1 pick for a reason last year. It's hard to immediately bounce back from that. And the Jets, they were a high pick as well. Lions, they have Jared Goff, not Jeff Goff. Packers, A-Rod running it back, as the kids say. I don't know where this running it back came from. They're like, let's run it back. And what that means is the player decided to stay with their team, the team they were with last year. And I never heard anybody refer to that as running it back until this year. Did anybody say that last year even? But the pack with the A-Rod should be good. Darnold with the Panthers. Possible if McCaffrey can stay healthy. Patriots. Dunno. Cam Newton. Dunno. Guess if anybody can get goodness out of Cam, it'll be Belichick, you think? The Raiders. Derek Carr still hanging in there. I think his brother's named David, right? That's all they got for wide receivers. Although Ruggs, pretty good. 98 speed, dog. That's fast. That is fast. Rams. You got Stafford there with the Rams, so 12 years in the league. He's 33. So I don't know. Supposedly they'll be good. They do have a good defense. The Ravens, Lamar, of course. They should be good again. Saints, replacing Drew Brees. Not a breeze. Do you like that? Oh, I didn't know that's where Ian Book went to. From the Notre Dame. Seattle Seahawks. I don't know, was last year an off year or are they on the way down? Steelers. Haskins, I think, fighting for the third string job. Because I think Mason Rudolph has number 2 locked up. Texans. Watson, yeah, I don't know. Madden doesn't have a special area to put him in. Somebody that I can't imagine he would play, but who knows. Titans. Tannehill. Are they a quarterback away? Derrick Henry, Julio Jones. I say Julio Jones. Sorry. Tannehill, I guess not bad. 87. AJ Brown, also there. They could be good. Let's see what their defense looks like. They might be all right. It just seems like not really in some of the both offensive and defenses, their starters don't crack 80. All right. Whoops. Yeah, let's continue without saving. Did I do all? I didn't get to the Vikings. Did Titans? Didn't do Vikings. Vikings. Kirk Cousins. I remember him. Hasn't, I don't think, quite worked out like they thought. Let's see. Dalvin Cook, of course. Michael Pierce on the D line. Some safety, got a linebacker. Yeah, I don't know about that. Don't know. We will have to see. That's why they play the game. So, all right. I guess that'll be it. Cancel. I don't want to save it. What kind of? I don't think I made any changes. I'll save it to a different thing then. I'll save it to no and delete it later. Alright. Okay, so that's about it. Just wanted to let people know that I have a roster out that is updated with the cut so far. Teams still have 85. They will have to get down to 53. This year there's still they kept a bigger practice squad that they enacted last year from the COVID. And so that will be helpful. Hopefully there's no games lost. Hopefully. I think the Atlanta Falcons are 100% vaccinated on their team. Washington is way better than they were. before they started camp, I think they were 50% vaccinated. I think they are up around 80, 85, like that. Something like that now. Alrighty. Well, that's it. I will probably do another Madden video sometime, maybe within the next week, because I'll be playing it anyway when I take a break from moving, but I might do less streams because I will be moving. I appreciate the views. Thank you so much. And I know one thing I need to do is get a nice snazzy webcam frame for when I do football or Washington stuff. Get a nice burgundy and gold webcam frame. Maybe even have some other burgundy and gold colors in the stream background up there. Yep. So, all right. Thanks, Coach Steve Money at gmail.com. If you have any questions about any of my streams, I do several different kinds. Please check out my YouTube channel playlists. I do have them sorted out in those. I am a financial coach, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach, also Ramsey Preferred. And so if you would like to schedule a free consultation, absolutely free, no strings, it is ramseycoach.com/Coach Steve Money. Again, email CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com if you have any questions about that, or like I said, anything else. Donations to make the channel better. I promise that's all I'll spend the money on. And that is paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Thanks. Have a good night.